Okay, here's a quick tutorial of how to use Notorio. This is just a general overview. I'll be using a keyboard here, but this can be done with a regular piano or any instrument that can produce a pure, accurate tone. So you can use it with a trumpet or a violin or something, as long as you play your notes accurately. It's an app to help you learn how to read and play music. It'll show you notes, and then you play those notes interactively, depending on which kind of session you choose. So the auto listen session will show you notes, and you play the note on your instrument, whatever your instrument you're using is, and then it will advance to the next note as soon as you accurately play the note shown. And if it detects that you're playing the wrong note, then it won't advance. The timer mode, it'll just show you different notes on a regular timer, and you can set the interval. And the manual mode is where you just will press a button to advance to show you the next note. So let's go over the basic interface. So I've got my settings page right here. I can choose things like note range for different instruments, or if I want to focus on a treble or bass clef, I can do different notes. Like random notes is sort of the default, but I can also have it show me scales or basic chords or jazz chords, and then I can choose my key signature. It can be all keys to just show everything with the accidentals shown by the notes. There are different hint levels, and the Panda No or Panda Yes. With Panda Yes, I get my little panda buddy up here who will sort of act as a metronome when I'm playing. But if you don't like cute little pandas, then you can choose Panda No. Then right here is the progress page. So this is where it stores my various sessions in the auto listen mode. So that's the mode where it'll listen to what you play and you play a note. This will give you stickers based on your accomplishments. So it'll rate you, it'll give you a score based on how accurate your playing was according to the notes shown, and also your response time. So you can track if you're getting better over time. And so this shows recent sessions, and it will tell you basically the settings of that session, what note range. If you're focusing on just the treble clef, it'll keep an independent score from if you're doing the treble and bass clef. So your score will be tracked independently based on the type of session that you were playing. Okay, so we have our How to Use button down here, which will pop up, and that's where you're seeing videos like this. But then these other three buttons here are the different modes. So this says Notorio interactively shows you notes to play to improve your skills. What kind of session do you want to start? And you choose either an auto listen session, which you choose then the time of the session, which can be infinite, or it can go through different cycles that we can talk about in a different video. And then you can adjust your settings from in here for that session. And if I hit start, then it will blink for a few seconds, and then it will begin showing me notes. So this is a B flat. There's another B flat. And if I play the wrong note, it doesn't advance. So I have to actually play that D flat. So I'll play the notes around it, and you'll see it won't advance, but when I play it, then it will. And so as I play the right notes, it'll keep going, and I can progress in how quickly I play those notes over time. So this is tracking how my response speed when I play each of these notes. And it's also tracking my accuracy. And it can mishear notes, but generally it does a pretty good job. Now, one important thing to note about this mode is that it can make a difference where you put your phone or your iPad or whatever. If I put it up here, sometimes it doesn't hear as well because there are reverberations that happen when it sits up there, or sometimes putting it over by the higher notes helps it hear it better. So play around with that, and then you'll find where it best hears your notes. So you can see then it gives me a score at the end of my session. And if I add it to my records, then I hit add to my records, and then it will show me my progress, and I can compare that score and it tells me about streaks and how many notes I played and how my score did based on my accuracy and speed, and I can see that relative to how I did in other sessions. So the next one is the timer section, and this one will show me notes based on a timer, and you can choose how many seconds between each note. Let's choose 4 here because I want it for this setting. Instead of random notes, let's choose jazz chords. And so it's basically like flashcards for jazz chords. And it just lets me practice how quickly I can do something. So this will show me F minor 7th. And it's not listening, and so it's not judging whether I'm playing it right. It's just showing me it based on a timer. And so I just have to sort of C sharp half diminished. It just lets me see over time. I judge on my own whether I'm getting faster, and I can set it on a long timer like 30 or 60 seconds if I want to play like the inversions of these chords or whatever. But this is basically just flashcards. And then manual advanced mode is the final one. And this one, you just press the next button to have it show you the next note or chords. And so this one, if I'm learning my jazz chords, for example, I can have it show me this and mess around with this. Like maybe I want to do a 2-5-1 that uses that chord or something, and I can play around as long as I want. And then when I'm done, hit next, and it will go to whatever the next chord is. So if I change my settings to just show me random notes and go to this manual session, then I can do things like, I'm just gonna, in this type of mode, whatever note it shows me, so here it's that B, maybe I just use that as, I'll play my major scale for whatever it's showing there. And the next one it shows me is that F sharp, so then I would play my F sharp scale. You can use it for whatever you want, and it's just to give you a non-rushed session, just to give you prompts, and you can do it with chords or with individual notes.